Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Paddle Monster newsletter. This week we have our feature article is about Chattajack, the premier distance race in North America. Some of you will be racing Chattajack, some of you might be racing another long distance race similar to Chattajack, and some of you may not be racing a race of that nature until next season. And if that's the case, I suggest you bookmark this article and read it next year, or I read it again next year, because I think you'll find it really interesting. There's a list of things that you should be doing in a race, an ultra distance race, and we go over the things that are really helpful in long races of that nature. So I think you'll find that an interesting read. For those that are training with us, it's week 7 of the fall program, which means we're back to hard work after a recovery week last week. And the program is intensifying this week, which means that you're doing more intense work, shorter sessions, more intense work. There still is one really long session each week for those that are racing Chattajack. But for those that aren't racing a long race like Chattajack, you're going to get 3 intense sessions. And that's going to help you challenge yourself to see if you can develop your speed, your aerobic power, that type of thing. And if you're racing at something late in the season like the ICF Worlds or something like that, it gives you an opportunity to do the exact type of training that you should be doing for that. And then the article, the recommended reading for those that are training with us, we're staying on that Chattajack mode. It's a tactic that you can use to avoid getting tired in a long race like Chattajack. And the most obvious one is drafting, which we've discussed. So this is a way that you can get some rest and keep your board moving at the same time. And it involves using an alternative stroke, a stroke where you stand differently on your board, maybe stand up straighter than normal, use a little bit more rotation instead of leaning and over and using as much legs. You maybe change the gear that you're paddling in, but the idea is to use your muscles differently, or to even use some different muscles to keep your board moving. And you can do that for 2, 3, 4 minutes at a time, and then switch back into your normal stroke. And you're going to find that you're able to get yourself some brief periods of rest without really slowing your board down too much. It's a really useful strategy, and it's kind of what you do when you're drafting anyway, except that you're also able to paddle easier because you're riding on a wave. But I think you'll find that a really interesting read and a really useful strategy to use if you are racing Chattajack this year. So that's this week's newsletter. Hope you enjoy the content, and I'll be back talking to you again next week. Have a great week.